Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 10 of Standard Issue Teas Behind the Seams. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning in Los Angeles. And our host, Jared Lee, pointed out something very interesting this morning, and I felt him 1,000%. There's just a certain level of exhaustion. And like, I don't know if it's physical, emotional, psychological from recording these podcasts. We're 10 episodes in. You feel it on the day we're shooting, right?
Yeah. It's heavy.
So he goes, I had asked him just a random question. I think something that had popped up in our email. And he's like, Jimmy, I'm not working right now. I'm like, well, you've been here since 7:30. He's like, yeah, but we're recording at 10:30, man. It takes a toll on me. And I was like, I'm glad that you said that because I felt it in my soul. You know? You got to kind of prepare the week of.
It's for sure.
And our guests, you want to know, you want to make sure you speak to everything accurately that they got going on in their lives.
Yeah.
How he's speaking eloquently. I was editing an episode with Tyler the other day and I could just hear myself like stuttering, like I didn't give myself the time and the preparation.
Right. That's why I stay mute.
I don't think it's that. I think it's from your doja. But I think an important part of this is, I like to go to the gym at 5 a.m. I said today, got 2 awesome people on. I'm going to go clear my head, hit the weights, run a little bit. Alarm goes off at 4:30. Amelia's cuddled with me. I hit snooze, go back to bed. But usually when I get home, I just try to pound a coffee and then Devin's like, you got to eat something. So I didn't work out, but I'm hungry right now.
Good. Stay hungry.
So
get ready.
I would like to eat something. I don't know if you're hungry.
I'm pretty hungry right now. Been waiting all morning. And
I'm pretty sure that our 2 guests could speak to this level of hunger that we're feeling right now. It's 10:30 and my stomach is just like churning. So I'm kind of in the mood for some ramen.
Ramen sounds pretty good right now.
Maybe like organic ramen.
Yeah, it's just, something not too heavy, but heavy, but not heavy.
But I like Spam in it.
Yep.
So maybe if I go with something with like a vegan option of the Spam, it'll be a little bit lighter on me.
I think that might work.
You ever been downtown in the Grand Central Market?
I have.
If you go in, there's a nice little spot in there. As soon as you walk in from the Broadway entrance, it's called Ramen Hood.
I heard of it.
You should try it out sometime.
Maybe.
Wait a minute. They're actually here with us today. Ladies and gentlemen of the Standard Issue Podcast crowd and audience, I'd like to present to you Mr. Rahul.
Can't even say his last name.
Khopkar.
Khopkar. You did not make that up. And Ilan Hall, the originator of the bacon wrap matzo ball and founders of Ramen Hood. Thank you guys for coming on today.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
I'm really hungry, so if you do have food, I'd
we have
it right now.
Of course we have food.
Awesome. So we're gonna eat.
The problem is you set it up. We don't have the omni pork with us. We don't have the Spam with us.
Our fryer
wasn't ready.
No, it's
so early in the morning.
I'll eat anything right now. And we apologize in advance for the slurping and the ASMR characteristics of this episode that we're going to be giving you guys. So
we'll talk about the food. Talk about what you guys did this weekend.
And so I try to wear standard issue stuff for the day that we're shooting. I have the 18 East cargo pants on that we have. Obviously the Phillies hat. My friend Josh Peskowitz, huge standard issue JSP supporter, menswear, fashion guru, provided me this nice shirt from Italian brand called Sanini that he's working with. But this shirt is actually too nice to eat in. So Rahul, I figured I don't know, man. I didn't want to get that shirt dirty, so I figured
it's funny because I thought about wearing all the Celtics gear that you guys made, and I decided that I didn't want to bring up sports while we were sitting here because I know how it goes between you and I. But
so
here we are.
You hear that joke? A guy from Boston, guys from Long Island, and a guy from Philly walking over him. Nah, just kidding. But Rahul is actually from Boston. I found this out in Ilan's backyard in his Bushwick, Brooklyn brownstone. And from that point on, me and Rahul haven't stopped talking shit to each other about it.
That's pretty much
He
it right
keeps
there.
it but he keeps it pretty PC. He's pretty light with it. So, I mean, not for nothing, the Celtics have owned the Sixers for quite some time now. We beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl though, after he cheated in 2003 and recorded the whole first half of play calling and all of a sudden
I'm not taking any bait right now,
but this is all I got. So,
Thank you for this.
yeah, thank you.
Of course, I'm starving too. We haven't. Rahul and I went to the gym this morning as well.
lucky.
You just doing the soup?
Yeah, just some broth. I'm getting that desert cough. I gotta try to.
Tyler, we got one for you here too.
So these guys actually just came from Coachella week 1. They're serving up Ramen Hood out there. Obviously, this was a big one. Frank Ocean, first performance in 6 years. The internet's so stupid. Everyone's got something to say about how he performed, what he did do, what he didn't do. The last concert that I actually went to was a huge festival at USC that Ilan actually snuck me in the back. And we snuck our daughter, who at that point was probably 3 or 4 years old and is a huge Frank Ocean fan. We snuck her into the beer garden. She wanted to see Frank Ocean play. This was one of his last performances before this Coachella.
I didn't realize that.
And remember, people were like, how'd they get a baby in here? Why do they have a baby in here? It's like, dude, shut up, yo. She likes Frank Ocean. We're chilling. She's sleeping on a picnic table waiting for Frank Ocean to come on and sing I've Been Thinking About You. But yeah, that was the last concert I actually been to. Like festival.
Yeah.
So
We should come out. I've asked you to come to Coachella, like
I know you have,
from the beginning of since we started working it.
but that's how long you guys been doing Ramen Hood together now, huh?
Over 7 years.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
And the Grand Central Market was the original location, or is the original location?
It is. We did a New York, a temporary New York location before, for about almost a year, for about nine months, super successful. And then we were going to open up again. We were on track to do another big scale residency.
Mm-hmm.
And then, that was in March 2020. We opened for 3 days and then the whole world shut down.
Oh, yeah.
The New York spot was on that corner, right down from the original Supreme, right?
Yeah. Spring and Lafayette.
Across from where Clientele used to be.
Yeah. Right on the corner of Spring and Lafayette.
That's a cool little.
It's amazing.
That parking lot is still there.
Yeah.
They get money in that parking lot.
Yeah, of course.
Man,
Yeah, that parking lot's been there for like 40 years.
that's a trip. Yeah, I'd always park there. All right, $60 for the day. Here we go.
Well, you know where I used to park over there whenever I would drive into the city? There were 2 gas stations on the corner of Broadway and Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one gas station that was so big. And like, I always figured, I'm like, the guys here don't give a shit if I park, like whatever. And so I would park there and like spend the whole day in the city. And then the last time I did it, I got towed and I had to go all the way like to the west side to find my car. To find my car. Like I had no idea. I'd never gotten towed in New York City.
So Ilan and I go back, are very close family friends, going back to 2009. Top Chef comes out. I hear about this guy that wears 2 Chanel watches that I think are bootlegs. He's got
no. It was a real one. It was my Chanel. My Chanel watch was one thing I got when I went Top Chef.
All right, he had one real one and one bootleg. I would have done the same thing. No, they were both. You had two Chanel watches on.
No, I had one. I don't know.
Yeah, you had 2 watches on.
There weren't 2 Chanel watches. I only
had cuts in his eyebrows. He had a sharp shape up. Air Max 90s. 2008. You couldn't tell me. The only thing that at that point in my life and that point in time that I thought was cool is it had to all span from skateboarding. So I hear, oh, there's this cool chef. He's into sneakers, jewelry. I'm like, I gotta see it with my own eyes. Just wins Top Chef. He's opening a market right down the street from where I lived at in
Alexandria,
downtown Los Angeles. Yeah. And come to find out, the guy really did have 2 watches. He really did have the infrared 90s. He was as cool as they said he was. And I was like, shit. All right. I gotta, put my own insecurities to the side and accept the fact that he is as awesome as they said he was. So we meet Ilan and he opens up a restaurant in one of the spookiest buildings in downtown Los Angeles. He's of Jewish descent, and he's got a bacon wrapped matzo ball. And I'm sure till this day that's got to drive a lot of people crazy.
Yeah, we used to get hate mail from it.
Shut the hell up.
No, that's serious.
Damn, yo. But picketers and stuff outside?
No, I mean, that's further down the line. That was for other things, which ironically has directly to do with why we make vegan ramen.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
So this place was awesome, though. You go in there, arts night. They have brass bands playing in there. The vibe was great. The crew of people that worked at the restaurant were awesome,
Including Rahul.
And
that's how Rahul.
And that's
how
where
Rahul
you guys
and I met.
Damn.
Yeah.
Just on a whim, like you were looking for a job or what, Rahul?
I had been in LA for a little while. I was going to school out here. And I just was cooking back home and I wanted something to do. I needed something.
Culinary school?
Yeah. No. I was just going to Pasadena City College.
Gotcha.
Not really doing anything useful. And yeah, I just wanted to keep cooking and it was across the street. I lived across the street. And so it was easy. I was still late every single day for work despite living across the street.
The whole staff was late all the time. All the time.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's how Ilan and I met each other.
Yeah. I mean, his best friend and his now wife used to come in. And they were regulars and they were like, you got to come in and try.
Yeah.
Damn.
And that was it. And, we became pretty close, had sort of a similar sensibility. And, how long were you there for? How long? For a year?
Almost 2. It was like a year and a half, I think.
Yeah. And then we just stayed in touch.
Yeah, I left for culinary school. He actively tried to talk me out of it and then wrote me a recommendation.
Get out. Where did you go to culinary school at?
At Culinary Institute of America up in Napa Valley.
Get out of here.
Nice.
Damn. How long was that program for?
21 months.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you're just living in Napa Valley for 21 months.
Yeah.
That was probably awesome.
It had its moments. I would not go back now.
Really?
Yeah, you couldn't pay me enough, but
Fair enough.
I enjoyed it when I was up there and I appreciated it for what it was. It was a good experience, but
Are they having chefs come from all over the world to come in and teach you guys and show you guys the ropes or what?
Yeah, I mean the chef instructors are definitely international. They don't necessarily I don't really know what their process is for getting people in, but they do have chef instructors from all over the place, like really wide range of backgrounds for what they're teaching you. There are a lot of people who hate on going to culinary school, and there are a lot of people who like it a lot. And I just think the amount that you're exposed to in such a short amount of time is very hard to replicate out in the real world without really making your resume look weird and bad.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the whole thing.
The best bet is just to get in the kitchen and go to work, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I would say that anybody who's thinking about going to culinary school, honestly, go work in a kitchen, experience it, and make sure it's something you do want to be doing, because a lot of people I went to school with aren't cooking anymore. Or people get there and they just find out it's not something they want to be doing. And
then they're left with the debt of it. I mean,
it's expensive. Yeah.
It's expensive. It's college prices. And so I think that, you hear about lawyers being in so much debt for law school. But at the end of it, they're a lawyer making lawyer money. the end of culinary school, you're a line cook making,
You're back to basic.
The most basic. So it's like, for me, I feel like everything, I went to culinary school. I did 3 years of culinary school, but in retrospect, my first internship that I had, I thought the education that I got there in 5 months was so much greater than my 3 years of culinary school. Just the skills and the speed. I mean, I also worked in a really high volume, a high intensity New York City restaurant on the Upper East Side that was fully popping and just 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, so I think, getting thrown into the fire,
That's where you learn.
That's where you really hone your skills. That's where you just you have no choice but to do it, or you leave, you quit, a lot of people did that, but most people that I went to culinary school with don't cook anymore. I would say 75%.
Being a chef or working in a kitchen in a city like LA or Boston or New York, it's heavy in there, huh?
Some. I mean, it really depends how busy your restaurant is. How popular it is, how detail oriented it is. I mean, arguably, Rahul's worked in the most detail oriented restaurant in the world, and where you'd have a crew of 10 people doing one singular task just to achieve something that's a small piece of one dish of 20 courses. It's like,
yeah.
We were working on super fine work and super intricate cleaning. Like when I worked at Kraft, at the end of my shift, I would work morning. I was being there at 7 a.m. The end of my shift, I have to clean all the mushrooms that came in that day. And like, they were very heavily a big part of the menu because everything was very simple. So they'd have like this mushroom assortment and whatever was fresh, whatever was sort of coming in. So like, and every mushroom you have to clean differently. Hedgehog mushrooms, you have to clean the stem like a chanterelle, and then you have to scrape the cap of it. But if you scrape it too hard, the thing breaks apart. And there are these little like things that'll burn and also like be kind of itchy in your mouth. So it's just like, there's so many little bits and pieces.
You know where the mushroom capital of the U.S. is?
It's in Pennsylvania.
Kennett Square.
I've been. I went. They have a mushroom festival every year. I did a thing there once.
No way.
Yeah,
that's right. So I got this tattoo and this tattoo in Kennett Square.
That's so funny.
This tattoo I just got this past weekend, and I'm about 3/4 of the way into it. And this is a tribute tattoo for a close friend of mine that just passed away. And I thought I fucking spelled something wrong. And the tattoo artist, the gentleman there, BJ Betts, world renowned. I stopped BJ right in the middle of the tattoo. He thinks I'm getting overwhelmed because of losing my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Inside, I'm overwhelmed because I think I spelt the tribute tattoo wrong. So I go into the bathroom, I'm sweating. And I come back out. He's like, "Is everything all right, man?" Like, and then I explained to him, it's just a skate nuance to the spelling and how it relates to my friend and the spelling of his name. And I'm like, I think we're fine. He's like, "You sure, man? I've never fucked up like this before." Actually, he's like, "I didn't fuck up. You fucked up. You gave me the art, Jimmy." And I go home and I confirmed everything. I found my friend's old Instagram page and how it was spelled. And I'm like, "Look, we're fine, yo."
Okay, good.
I'm like,
That's
damn,
funny,
I was
dude.
almost that guy. I was going to go to like laser away and remove
Regrets.
Yeah,
Regrets.
So not to cut you off, Ilan, but
Yeah, no.
just working a little backwards. How do you go from Long Island, culinary school in New York, to winning Top Chef? What is that? What's the time span in that
So
chapter
I went
of your life
to.
looking like?
Okay, so I'll make it really quick. In high school, I found this program in Italy, and I was able to get college credit. So I left the second half of my high school, like my second semester in high school. I was able to. My high school was great. They had like this program. If you find something that gets you credit or that's educational that you can make a case for. So I went to culinary school in Italy for half a year. Worked in a restaurant. Went to wine
Like
tasting
17,
classes.
18?
Yeah, 17 years old.
Yeah.
Napa.
What?
No Napa.
I mean, but no, but I went to Napa. Napa came afterwards. But so I did that. I came back, graduated high school, applied to CIA, to Culinary Institute of America, because I was like, this is the place that you're supposed to go. Got in, did it, failed 2 classes. They were both management classes, nothing to do with culinary, anything. So I had to redo those. My parents weren't very happy about that. But, and then from there, I had applied to the bachelor program, but I wanted to, because I did my internship. I was like, shit, I want to get in the field. I was like, but I'll do 1 more year of baking and pastry. And so I went to the same school that Rahul went to years before
Big white
him.
hat?
Yeah, no, we all had to wear the big white hat. We had to wear a neckerchief. The whole thing was, no, it's horrible. It's so stupid. It's stupid because especially if you're tall, like when you get to the hood of a kitchen.
How did they come up with them hats?
It's some old French bullshit. I don't know. It's like the taller your toque, the more respect, or I don't know.
Wasn't it supposed to have like 101 pleats for all the 101 different ways you can cook eggs or something like that?
It's all bullshit.
All right, so
But-
you're making pastries.
So making pastries, which was a lot of fun, except I didn't like living in Napa because when you're like under 21 and you live in wine country, there's nothing really fun about it.
Yeah.
It's slow and boring. It's farm town, it's not exciting. And so right from there, I was like, and I worked while I was out there too. Right from there, I'm like, okay, I got to get a good job in New York. And the place that I really wanted to go to was this place, Kraft, that Tom Colicchio owns. And because it was like basics, but everything like super legit, best product, best technique. And I worked there for about 6 months and I got fired because I wasn't good enough. And then I was gonna go.
You were good enough. It was them.
No, I wasn't good enough. But I'm friends with all the people that fired me, which is ironic. But before that, I'd worked in a restaurant called, for my internship, I'd worked in a restaurant called Oriole, which was this great restaurant by Chef Charlie Palmer on the Upper East Side. And I actually met a lot of friends there that I'm still friends with today. So
They have one
a
in
couple.
Chicago.
They did. They had one in Vegas.
Yeah, I've been to the one in Chicago.
It's very famous. Which is funny because a lot of people that worked through that a bunch of people that worked through that kitchen did Top Chef also and did really well, almost won. So I'm still in contact. My friend Amar, Brian Voltaggio, who's like super famous, him and his brother Michael Voltaggio were in the finale of their season of Top Chef, and Michael won, but Brian was my boss when I was there.
So they're salty then.
No, they open up business together. They're amazing.
Yeah.
No, not salty at all.
Nah, they're made. Yeah.
But so then I got fired from Kraft, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do? I was gonna go work for my old chef, and I was kind of like, I was distraught. I was like, I don't know where to go, and I got a call from my friend that I worked from at Kraft that was working at this new Spanish restaurant, not that far away, Casa Mono, and I went and staged there for a day, which is like trying out, and I was just like, this is where I need to be, and so. The food was great. The pace was great. It was busy as hell. And the food was just unbelievable and delicious. And it was just, it clicked. And I was like, this is where it needs to be. And so I was there for 3 years, which as a line cook is a really long time. And through that, a friend of mine sent me an article saying, hey, there's a show Top Chef. They had a season. It was great. They're casting for the next season. You should go check it out. And so I'm like,
newspaper clipping.
Yeah, I think so.
This is 08, 07?
This is 06.
06, yeah.
It's
So
06.
definitely a newspaper clipping. Or
And so-
MySpace bulletin.
I think it was MySpace. I think it might have been no, it was definitely MySpace.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, let me go check the date. I'm like, I asked for the day off. I'm like, let me go like open casting call. I like put on a button up, like ready to go. I go check the address. It was the day before. I missed it. And so I'm like, fuck. So, but then at the bottom, it's like, or you can send in a video. So I'm like, okay, I don't have a video camera. I don't have a lot of money. I go to Radio Shack. Before I buy the camera, I'm like, what's your return policy? They're like, oh, 30 days, you're fine. I'm like, cool. I buy it. I buy a tape. I have my roommate at the time, my 300 square foot apartment, 250 square foot apartment. I'm making actually ramen noodles, like instant ramen noodles. And I'm like talking shit like, oh, being a New York cook is the best. And like, we have better experience than everybody else. And da, 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 da. Like,
You ever see this tape?
I have never seen
it was on, they showed it on.
We got to get the footage.
It was on, they aired it on fucking Bravo or whatever. And so I sent it in a week later. I got a call. They're like, hey, we liked your video. Would you be able to like do an interview, like where you record yourself and then send it in? Like we'll interview you, record yourself and send it in. Now, because I asked the return policy, I'd already returned the camera. I just kept the tape in case tape cost me like $10. Returned the camera. So I'm like, fuck, I got to go buy another camera from the same Radio Shack. It was a small Radio Shack like around the corner from me. So I go back, I get it again. They interview me.
The guy's like, get this guy out of here. No camera for you.
They should have just given me the same one. And then I sent it back in and they call me within a week later. They're like, we want you to come out for a final interview in LA. This is all like course, like 1 week, send it in. Next week, they're like, come in. I go in. I fly out to LA. Nobody's ever bought me a plane ticket. Like I fly out to LA. It was like a airport hotel, and they had all the people that they want. I think it was like 30 plus people. So we weren't allowed. We had our own hotel room, whatever.
Are you guys mad dogging each other?
No, we can't meet each other.
Okay.
We're not allowed to like interact.
right.
So they have it all. No, they have it all timed out so that nobody sees each other. And so I do an interview in front of like a faceless crowd of producers. Like I don't see anybody. It's all like lights in my face, kind of like this. And then less than a week later, they call me at work. They're like, we'd love to have you a part of this. So like less than 3 weeks.
You quit the job right there, huh?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't quit shit. No, I didn't quit because I was just a contestant on this. I didn't quit till a long time later. And then so I go on through whatever, yada, yada, yada.
Baked, he takes the thing off.
So I do the show, I win, and then but I can't tell. So I do most of the show, they film it, and then I come back to work. I'm not allowed to say shit because the finale, I get to the finale and then they're like, okay, 3 months later, you're going to come film the finale. I'm like, okay. So I don't know. I'm not allowed to tell anybody. People know I went to do this shit, but I just didn't say shit. I'm like, oh, it's whatever. It's cool. It's not over yet. And so I go back, I win, I come back, and then for another like 2.5 months, I can't say shit. Because if I say shit, then they won't pay me.
Oh, damn.
And so
Can't drop the bag.
no. So I'm like just kind of quiet. And as it gets closer and closer and closer, I think I quit I think I quit a week before, like 6 days before the finale. And it was fucked up because like
your boss to kiss your ass.
No, I love him. No, I love him. Andy's amazing. I love Andy Nusser. He's incredible.
Andy, sorry, I'm just
no, I stayed cool with everybody because like you don't burn bridges.
Tabloid comes out. Ilan tells boss.
No, but they posted that I'd quit a week before, like on some fucking page 6 shit. Like New York, like tabloids were into Top Chef. It was kind of wild.
That's it.
Because there was this episode where me and the guy who I competed against, where there was a lot of beef between. He's an amazing person, Marcel Vigneron, like great dad, like we're cool as fuck. But like back then, I was childish, acted stupid. There was a lot of controversy around it, whatever. But like New York tabloids were like on me about the shit. It was like kind of exciting, but
most importantly, what happened to the camera?
Which camera?
Did you get to return it?
Oh yeah, of course I returned
the second one.
Yeah, of course I returned the camera.
So like no return for you.
That's why Radio Shack's out of business now. No, and so that was it. So then from Top Chef, I quit my job. Then I like traveled a bit. Wasted a lot of money on the two stupidest
what
things.
What was the bag?
Bought.
How much you win?
$100,000.
50 went to another Chanel watch.
No, 5 went to a Chanel watch. 4 went to a TV. Then those were my 2 stupid purchases, and then I lived for a while. I had a lot of fun.
In Vegas.
So don't even bring that up. That's a whole other story for another time.
Episode. That's season 2. Rahul.
Nah, I didn't bet anything in Vegas, but somebody may have borrowed my money to bet in Vegas. Somebody that you know, but so yeah. So then from there, ultimately I ended up in LA. I knew I wanted to get out of New York. I'd been there for a while, and I felt like I had a couple of business things that I thought were going to happen and didn't. I was just like fresh start. Came out to LA through sort of a couple of trial and error things. I found the space in the Alexandria, and then I was just like, let's go.
So you never got to visit the Gorbals?
On the outside, I think I just stopped by it.
So it was a nice run, yo. It was fun. Like Monday through Sunday, it was a vibe in there. The drink selection was great. The food selection was great. I've spent many of birthdays there. My wife's birthday, her family's, our friends, holidays. This guy would make turducken for us on Thanksgiving. Like
that was great. Remember that Thanksgiving? That was amazing.
Bunch of LA orphans there for Thanksgiving dinner.
Nice.
Fucking you came. Rob Dyrdek came for the Thanksgiving. That was funny.
Definitely, the building's definitely haunted.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the building's definitely haunted.
Definitely haunted.
Yeah, it used to be like the Plaza Hotel in LA, and then it just kind of fell off very much. It used to be like
what's haunted about it?
I mean, it's just it's
seedy.
The whole thing feels like The Shining. It's like,
oh really?
Wow. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
So you create a vibe there. You already won the show. You got Rahul there now. And then they're like, yo, you guys want to do another show here?
Oh yeah. No, so this is what happened. So I linked up. So we had the restaurant. A lot of people loved the restaurant. It was kind of like a weird cult hit. And
I will go and sit at the bar the one time, and the guy from fucking Harry Potter sitting next to me.
No, Harry Potter.
No, you're thinking of Elijah Wood, right?
Elijah Wood
from Lord of the Rings.
Elijah Wood was
Elijah Wood came out.
I'm not a movie buff. I'm like, oh yeah, it's that guy.
I think we actually in total.
Yeah.
I think we in total had 3 hobbits that came in. We had like the craziest mix of celebrities that come in. Roseanne Barr came in once. Like Danny DeVito came in.
I got to imagine for like famous ass people like that. It was a very private vibe. Like it was almost like a club. Like you had to know it existed.
Yeah.
Because I would bring friends there and it'd be like, damn, this is,
what's funny
on this? Like this, it was like, I don't know. It just had this thing about it.
There, a lot of people had birthday parties there. Like, and it was, one day, like Danny Masterson had his birthday party there, and like, it was small, like a small gathering at the communal table. And then all of a sudden, like, everybody turns their head, the door swings open, and the RZA walks in.
Oh, that's awesome, yo.
And like Retta was there, and everybody was like it was like, fuck you, Danny Masterson. Like the fuck Bobby Digital's here. And it was just like, everybody was just like, what the fuck?
That's awesome.
No, but it was wild how many, like, it was unexpected because I thought we were like in the middle of this crazy weird building. Like, just, I don't know. It was great.
Good times.
For you, where did working at the Gorbals fall in your culinary career?
That was the second place I worked at. I started cooking at a small restaurant in my hometown. And I ended up there mostly because I was living up in Maine and I went broke and didn't have a car. So I moved back to my parents' house and I needed something I can walk to. And applied on Craigslist. Turns out the girl turns out the girl who was looking at all the Craigslist responses was a girl I went to high school with, and she kicked the resume over to the head chef.
Damn.
Wow.
So some real small town shit happening right there. But yeah, I worked there for like 2 years and then came out here and then worked there for like a year and a half and then worked up in Napa Valley. And
being behind the scenes there, was it as a customer and as just someone that liked to enjoy the ambience of it? What was it like the working behind the scenes, if you don't mind me asking?
For me, I mean, it was a lot of fun. It's probably the most fun I've ever had working anywhere. But I didn't, the place I was working at in my hometown, it was a really good experience. Like a lot of really good people there who I'm still friends with. And it was a volume place. So like I learned how to, operate quickly and work fast and stuff like that. But this was more of like changing the way I thought about things with food. Definitely. And so it was nothing that we did at Gorbals seemed like was anything that I'd really experienced anywhere else, because it wasn't, a lot of your practices were not standard with what you did, I guess is the way to put it.
No, like we would have
mac
like cool
and cheese,
projects and
but
shit.
like the sea urchin mac and cheese, like the
We did
squid.
sea urchin mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, the squid. We did like the squidding butter with the mussels. That was a good dish.
Like we talk, like me and my Devin always talk about the plates. Like some of the stuff that we had were first for all of us. Like I never had, like the sea. Like why am I eating mac and cheese out of a sea urchin? Like
Yeah, I mean,
I think of that.
I ate raccoon there because we were supposed to film that thing for Discovery Channel.
Yeah, we were supposed to do
Juan's
it.
chasing me around with like a raccoon paws in his hand. There was all sorts of stuff happening.
Gosh.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And
Were you there during the knife fight days?
no, so I had gone up to culinary school, and then when they were filming Knife Fight, I was actually back in Los Angeles working at Luke. So I was around, but I wasn't working there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So for knife fight, two chefs come in, you judge them. You got Retta, world famous New York City photographer, skate photographer, amazing personality, narrator.
Yeah.
He's hosting it, going between. We go for a couple of episodes to watch the filming of it. You ever have any of the chefs mad at you that you didn't pick them?
Like other people, I mean, ones that didn't win?
Yeah.
No, see, the thing about Knife Fight that was great was that like, there was no prize. So it was really just about pride. There was no like, so people at the
Just for
moment,
the streets.
no, but exactly. But some people would be pissed in the moment. Like I remember there were a couple chefs that were like kind of pissed off in the moment. And then when it aired, they were like, that was so dope. Like it was like, cause the whole thing, it was never about, it's about showcasing talent, showing how great chefs are. It was never about like making somebody look like shit. Like a lot of other, culinary competition shows or reality shows in general, it's built for drama, when like for us, it was like
Fun.
No, this is about fun. This is about the love of food. And to be honest, because there was no prize, I think that the food was generally better than any competition show. There were only a handful of dishes that weren't good. Everything else was like, because people were like cooking their heart out, because it was just like, I'm just here to fucking flex. I just want to like make the dopest shit. And so, it was a celebration. And that's why,
It was a celebration. We got walked out whacked a couple times.
Yeah, no, everybody was drinking. Everybody was. It was great.
Like a party.
It was a party.
Yeah.
The whole thing was a party, and that's what we wanted.
How many seasons?
We did 4 seasons.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, we did 2 in LA, and then we ended up opening the Gorbals in New York,
That was a vibe too.
which was great. Very very different.
It was a little sexier.
a little sexier, a little more high end.
They were both sexy, but that was like
bigger budget, bigger budget on that restaurant.
Bushwick sexy.
Yeah.
Brooklyn sexy.
Yeah, it was a little bit. It was a little bit like we tried to make the food like that. I wish it would have lasted more than 2 years, but
That's the restaurant business though.
yeah, I mean,
It's
yeah,
fucking-
yeah,
it's a
restaurant
grind,
business
man.
stuff, especially in New York. New York is like ruthless.
Yeah.
People don't like it. They're like, you're gone.
Mm.
We didn't even tell people that we closed. When we closed, we just like walked away.
We were in town for Street League, and I was like, I'm gonna bring some of my boys there. We'll go get dinner, comp the whole meal. And I was like, it was a random night, and I was like, why are you taking tonight off? I'm sure you could have. And he's like, I'm not taking a night off until there was a certain writer that you said was waiting to come
Yeah,
in.
he never came in.
What's his name?
Pete Wells.
P. Wells.
Come on,
Got a
Pete.
couple words for you, P.
I mean,
Wells.
there's not.
Come on, Pete.
You better show up to Ramen Hood. So, you do Gorbals.
Yeah.
The whole time you're doing the Brooklyn Gorbals, are you guys already starting to plan out Ramen Hood?
Yeah, actually. So Rahul, I mean, you could talk on it. Rahul went to Denmark.
Yeah, I was working in Denmark. I was working up in Napa Valley, and then I went to Denmark for a little while, and he called me while I was over there. And I had like just gotten in bed and I answered the phone. I don't know why.
You went to Denmark just to go to the hardest restaurant to get a table at in the world, just for that one experience. I believe you told me that before.
Yes.
I don't know if it's the hardest restaurant to get a table at in the world, because I've had a harder time getting a table at some restaurants in Los Angeles that shouldn't be that hard to get a
Yeah,
table
that's
at
true.
for what it is. But I went to work at Noma for a little while, and he called me. I answered, and he was explaining. You should explain what happened to you on Twitter with.
Oh, so what happened? Okay, so we had the Brooklyn Gorbals, and I'd gotten this beautiful like suckling pig that I was gonna cook. That one, my purveyor is like, hey, I got this. It's a beautiful product. Like, do something with it. So gives it to me. I post on our Facebook of the Gorbals, and I'm like, hey, what should I like crowdsource? Like, what should I do with this beautiful? Like, I have this one thing. Like, I would get that where I'd get one product in and be like, do one thing with it or do like a few things with it. And so I was like, what should I do with this? It catches wind of some vegan militant groups who are like, all meat eaters should go away, whatever. And so basically they plan this protest in my restaurant. Now what's silly about it, I'm fine with people protesting, but what's silly about it is that they were doing all the planning on a public forum on Facebook. So like we were watching like all their plans of like they were gonna come. They ended up not
Snitched on themselves.
Yeah, they snitched on themselves. They ended up not doing it and like, you know, writing this whole. They had like spies like scoping out the restaurant. They had people coming up and filming inside like when we didn't know. It was like this whole coordinated thing, and they ended up like scaring them. Like we were prepping we had like a full night that night, and I was going up to all the customers. I go, hey, there's this group of people that are gonna come in and protest. Like, let's be respectful. Like, let them say their piece, and like, and they'll be on their way. And they ended up getting scared, not coming in, and it kind of like riled me up to this point where I was just like, listen, I love vegetables. I've always featured, and almost a majority of my vegetables that I've ever had on my restaurant menus, like I would always make them vegan. Because I'm not a big dairy, like I was never a big like using lots of butter and using lots of cream and stuff. So I was just like, if I'm making a vegetarian dish, I'm making it a vegan dish, just be on the purity of like the product being in Southern California. So it was always important to me that like our meat dishes would be great. Our vegetable dishes would be just as delicious. So you're not missing out on anything. And so I was just like we were getting this space in Grand Central Market, and I was just like, let's make it vegan. Like, fuck it. I want to, it's a challenge. Like, let's do something that's plant-based, not as a fuck you, but as like yeah, we can do that too. Like, there's no, like, it doesn't.
They're like, this guy, Ilan, he makes bacon wrapped matzo balls and then he makes vegan ramen. Who does he think he is?
No, but it also, you know,
where in the middle does he live?
Rahul and I talk about this and how it's like, I almost think we agree that to make vegan food as satisfying as meat based, to hit those marks, you have to have experience with the way non-plant based food tastes to be able to make it hit for the people that aren't plant based.
For sure.
You know, because we make food for everybody. It just happens to be vegan, but we want you guys aren't vegan and you eat this and you're not like, shit, I'm missing out on something.
Now.
Yeah.
So I hadn't eaten anything.
So, oh, so
I'm
just
no,
listening
but
in, that's why.
but so it kind of, you know, in a little bit of a protest, a little bit of a fuck you, we're going to make some of the illest vegan food you've ever had. And that was it. And so, to be perfectly honest, Ramen Hood is the best business that I've ever been involved with.
Damn.
You know, multiple restaurants and all this stuff. And like, you know, this is the thing that hit.
I love food that'll help you get laid.
Absolutely. That was another show that we saw.
There you go. I'm segueing good today, man.
Very, very good. Very good, Jim.
Apparently, it's a lot clearer than I thought it was this morning. You know, I don't know how like newscasters and stuff, how they get on this shit every day, and they got to look fucking squeaky clean, and teeth got to look pearly white, and they can't fuck a single thing they say up on TV. That's
It's all
hard, man.
teleprompter, isn't it?
But still,
Did we learn
though,
that from
man,
Anchorman?
Yeah. We were
You do
just in
really
CBS.
well.
We were just in Philly. We stopped at CBS.
Yeah.
And they had the big Ron Burgundy sign.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But we seen the live sets and everything. But I was still like, you got to do this every single day.
It's like any job. Any job you do
At
every
some
single
point,
day.
there's routine comes with it, though, right? You know, you got to figure.
You get through your move. You have your relationship, the way you speak to people, and you just happen to be having a camera. I mean, you guys are doing it right now.
But Tyler can edit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had it too over there.
Just to backtrack a little bit,
Yeah.
we got that pig head for Devin's birthday.
Yeah.
And I believe we still have the skull in our house.
Do you really?
Somewhere. Yeah. I
Do
believe
we like
did.
clean it up for you
I
and
think
give
so,
back?
Yeah,
That's-
yep. I'll send a picture. Protesters, please don't come. Me, my wife's family is Portuguese. They do these things called, God, she's going to kill me. Festas, where they get together
Mhm.
and they do the whole pig. They do everything. Chop it down.
Yeah.
They're drinking moonshine, everything. So, so food that'll get you laid.
Mm-hmm.
Ramen Hood
Mm-hmm.
at Brochella.
Yeah.
What's going on at Brochella?
What is going on at Coachella? This is our 6th year doing it. We basically sell this out there, kind of a simplified version, handheld. And they've recreated a kind of a facsimile for where we are in downtown out there called Indio Central Market. And we reside in their big shaded tent.
But the kids, I got to imagine the youth they're knowledgeable. They're more conscious about way more than generations prior to. So this is something that they're definitely tapping in with when they go out there for that, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think where they put us in Coachella, it's a lot more curated. It's not just like chicken tenders and fries, you know. Love chicken tenders and fries, but it's like
great,
it's like they have a slightly more culinary edge to them. And you know, I mean, the food program at Coachella is pretty substantial. They've got private dinners, they've got, you know, sit down sushi things and converted storage containers. I mean, they've really sort of upped their game quite a bit. It's pretty remarkable what's able to be done in temporary fashion.
No,
Me neither.
no, thank you.
No, but the thing is, we
Don't find me
would
there, please.
for us, it's not appealing for us to go as citizens, but like we love working there because, you know, we
you
have
get to do
relationships. No, but we have relationships with all the people that organize it over the past 6 years. We have back of house access where we're riding around in golf carts, you know, and because we've done it for 6 years in a row, like we're so attuned to how it works and how all the ins and outs. So, you know, we're super efficient with it and it's a lot of fun.
Week 2.
We're
Getting past it.
I'll give you that.
The only Coachella story I ever had, Devin has a show for Hennessy at a house off site, and it's her performing and then it's Nas. So she performs, but then after she's done, she's like, I want to get out of here. So we have to actually cut through the half of the house that was set for Nas. And the lady that was organizing it was like adamant, do not look at Nas. You walk through, you don't look at him. And you're like, this is fucking Nas, yo. Like, I want to give this guy a hug. So like literally have to walk through, like, and he's sitting on the couch like, you know, like,
Don't look at him.
going through it. That's my only Coachella story.
That's nonsense. I heard he's fucking cool as shit.
Hell,
Yeah, everybody's like, he just hangs out.
yeah,
he's like a normal
man
guy.
about town. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was tripping. It was like,
That was funny.
Yeah, she wasn't even from Hennessy. She was just like a party organizer.
No, but I mean, listen, we love the work. We love the work and that's what it's about. And like, you know, actually we were able to see that our first performance together. We've never seen anything together start to finish. It was like an old electronic band from England, Underworld. Great. Like stuff from the 90s. Like, you know, and this was, you know, Bjork was there. It was like a real weird mix this year.
Yeah. Well, speaking of
Taking
work,
it back.
we love to work and we love to work with you guys.
Yeah.
From the hoodies and t-shirts you guys have allowed us to do for y'all. I'm sorry. You you guys jumping in and modeling our aprons, which we made out of Kevlar.
I still use it on all TV shows that I'm on right now.
It checks out?
Yeah, it's great.
The snaps and everything.
I wish you guys had a couple more.
I'm still waiting for the fabric guy to get back to me. Like it's been like 4 months now. No response.
And that's just one of Jared's many ideas. He'll come show me and I'll be like, dude, I don't know anything about it. Just go with it and we'll see if anybody says anything.
That thing's so like advanced, dude.
What
For what it is.
It was great. No, I love the connection. The snap tube is
That's
great.
what I'm saying.
It's the best. I don't know why people aren't using that.
That's my point.
We got to make more of them.
Yeah, we got to make.
Next time you go make a longer one.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
My favorite thing is I work up here. Jared's downstairs. At least, and I'm trying. I'm older now, so I'm trying to watch. I'm going to the gym. I'm doing what I can to try to watch my weight. And I feel like at least once every 2 weeks, I go down to leave. Rahul's here picking up a bag of clothes, and he leaves a big bag of donuts from a place that I've never heard before. That's like amazing
donuts or cookies
or cookies.
So here they are. See, he did it again.
Yeah, have some cookies.
What do we got here, Rahul?
So this is from Fat and Flour on the market. They're really great over there, and the triple chocolate because I know you're a chocolate guy. There's a cornflake caramel and 2 bourbon chocolate chips.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Chocolate.
So
I'm just taking a small piece of it.
Here, try.
I'm gonna eat it all day.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to your hometown for a second.
Yeah.
As much as I dislike Boston sports, I fucking hate them. I despise them. Nothing makes me sicker to my stomach than Boston sports. Nothing makes me happier though than actually spending time in Boston and eating there. Than some of the restaurants in the North End, the Italian spots, Regina's, I think it's.
Yeah, Pizzeria Regina.
Fire. You ever have a chance to go to the Italian festival in the summertime in the North End?
Oh, I've never even been
that
to
shit is incredible. I
got to do that. Maybe I'll try to do that this year.
Yeah, it's so fun. But it's almost like it's kind of slept on how good the food actually is in Boston.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, my mom was a great home cook, but we also went out to eat, and she and my stepdad are still like very plugged into what's going on over there, and we always go out to dinner when I go back, and always have a good meal. And I still have those spots in my hometown that I grew up with that I love going to get stuff from. I'm sure you do too, like we all do. But yeah, I mean, Boston's great. Every time I go back, things are changing, and especially with food, and people are becoming more adventurous and like moving forward and pushing it.
But like New England seafood, incredible, huh?
Yeah, you can't beat it. You really can't beat it. Also, just
in the world.
like
Is it better than
fish
New
and
York
chips
seafood?
game.
I mean, it's the same waters, more or
It's
less.
coming from the
So
same place.
a majority of the stuff we're getting is.
Hold on to that thought of water though.
Okay.
For a second, all right?
Oh no, I mean I every time I go back, there's always something I go for, and yeah, I don't. I'm happy about what I see happening over there with food. It's exciting to see like things evolving because it can't all just be pizza, subs, and chicken fingers all the time.
Pizza, subs. New Yorkers always say they bring their water to LA. And I think we talked about this recently. I was talking about this on another podcast. There's like, people ask, why is the pizza the way it is in LA? Why are the sandwiches the way it is in LA? It's always the water. And then someone will open a pizza shop. Oh, they brought their water. They ran a pipeline all the way from the East Coast.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. I mean, come on. There's so many other factors. It's not just water. It comes down to who's making it. And it also comes down to like, I mean, regional food is really interesting. Like, you can, in LA, there's great Italian food, but there isn't a culture of Italian food like there is in New York or in Boston or in Philly for that matter. So like, how on the East Coast, Italian food is kind of like every man's food, like inexpensive, like a pizza place will have a good pasta dish. It's not like, the craziest, but it's like, it'll have a good dish and like, it'll be super consistent. You get baked ziti from a pizza spot and it's delicious. I would the equivalent to that in Los Angeles would be tacos. Like you can get great tacos
Burgers
in New
too?
York.
The burgers.
Burgers are another conversation.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a huge burger culture here. I mean, fast food hamburgers originated in Los Angeles or in Southern California. So it's like, tacos here, you can you can like throw a rock in a direction and have an amazing taco. You can find them in New York, but it's just not as plentiful. There's a culture of tacos here that just doesn't exist yet in New York. There's places that are as good if you like hand pick, but like you can it's like bagels in New York. It's like I can just point at 12 bagel spots and they'll all be amazing. In Los Angeles, it's like a feature. It's like it's like Bay Cities. Bay Cities makes good sandwiches. They don't taste like East Coast sandwiches, and it's good. But in New York, you get a chopped cheese at any bodega, and it's amazing.
What's the sandwich spot when we come to your house? You always have sandwiches waiting for us from?
They're homemade.
Wait, what?
A couple times we've come to your house and you've had hoagies waiting for us.
DeFonte's?
DeFonte's. I mean,
they're hoagies.
No, they're called. I mean,
they're fucking hoagies.
They're called hoagies. What are they called?
They're called hoagies in Philly, aren't they? We call them subs in Boston. I don't know what's going on in New York.
No, DeFonte's is amazing. I mean, that's like a classic. You know,
that is great.
But I mean, but also like you get their eggplant parm is insane. Their eggplant parm is insane. But
eggplant parm
is so it's super thin and like basically they slice it so thin and the way they fry it turns into like a custard. Like it's amazing.
Really?
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's with the vodka sauce.
It's crazy.
You have a favorite sandwich spot in LA?
Ooh, for consistency and close as you can get to an East Coast sub, I'm going to say this, and like I've said this before, and I catch a lot of shit for this, but Jersey Mike's, man, number 13 original Italian. I'll push that all the time. I know you're an East Side deli guy, but I'll push Jersey Mike's.
I'm not mad at Jersey Mike's. I'm really not.
Exactly.
We do get Jersey Mike's.
You can't get mad at that. Yeah. But if I'm going like small shop, honestly, like Potato Chips Deli in Little Tokyo has been really good.
That's the same one that used to be up off of Beverly. Wasn't there potato chips over there too?
I actually don't know. I know that they've got another location, Culver City.
Steve, that owns. Yeah, I think that was his spot.
Arroyo, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're good.
I didn't know they had one in Little Tokyo.
Yeah, they have one in Little Tokyo. And then, I don't know where else.
You ever go to Roma Deli in Pasadena?
I've been to Roma's. Roma's is good.
He only makes one sandwich. You don't get no other.
Just one sandwich?
That's it. What's on there?
What is it?
You get.
Does it change every day or it's just one sandwich?
It's like sepressata, different hams, cheese, a little bit of oil, and they have the roll that they make somewhere.
Wow.
They sell huge loaves though.
Like
big, really like crazy shaped rolls.
Yeah.
But they're for the holidays are great.
Yeah. I mean, Bay Cities is good. I don't agree with the mayo mustard thing on the Godmother there. I don't understand what that is or why.
And I like a little mustard, but it just makes the sandwich like
that's a big West Coast
balance,
thing, the mayo mustard thing instead of oil and vinegar. I don't know, but
I mean, it's for different things. I don't know. I just love the bodega in New York is like the best thing.
Yeah,
because like you can get. I got like on a regular basis we get.
Whatever you want.
Get breakfast sandwiches. We get, and it's inexpensive. It's like, it's always good. I mean, we have preference for certain ones like Salt and Pepper Deli on Bushwick Avenue. It's not like known about, but it's 2 blocks from our house. And like, they make a better sandwich than the one on Broadway a block away.
It's fire out here. I just discovered it. I've seen their truck for years too. They got a storefront now on Pico. It's called South Philly Experience.
Oh yeah,
dude! Their hoagies, their cheesesteaks,
legit.
Their chicken parm sandwiches are great, yo. Big Amoroso rolls too. The prices they're not like East Coast to West Coast specialty prices. Like the prices are pretty on par with where they should be at. So
that's good. It's good. I mean, bagels are. Everybody has their preference. I love Utopia, which is like one of the best. It's one of the best bagel shops in the world. You could argue it's in Bayside in Queens. No, it's in Queens.
Oh, okay.
But even the one I grew up with down the street from me, Bagel Hut, is fucking amazing. Like amazing. And we used to eat a Bagel Hut when we would go out and party in the city. We'd come back late at night and they're open at they're open all night. They're open like 4 a.m. So we come back from the city 5 a.m. I come get. I mean, my bagel's a weird bagel order, but sweet salty. It's nice. Cinnamon raisin. Lock spread tomato.
I went into Noah's on Larchmont about a month ago.
Uh-huh.
I didn't look at the menu. I said, "Can I get an egg salad bagel?" They said, "We don't offer that." I said, "All right, that's weird, but can I get a chicken salad bagel?" We don't sell that either. Cool. Can I get a tuna salad and a plain bagel? We don't do that. I just walked out. I'm like, what kind of bagel spot doesn't offer tuna salad, chicken salad, or egg salad?
LA.
Yeah,
It's just cream cheese.
I was
the
mad.
bagel
dude.
culture out here is not the same for sure.
Not the same.
I was mad.
But it's not because of the water.
It's not because of
It's
the water.
because of who's here and who's buying bagels and who. Like it's all about demand.
That's it, huh?
Like, listen, there's so many good pizza spots now that weren't here 10 years ago. Where they're doing special shit. It's just
True.
different.
I like
just
Joe's Pizza.
Joe's Pizza's great.
It's expensive.
Danny Boy's famous original
I never had that
downtown.
before.
He's from New York. He's from like Manhattan. He's founder of the Meatball Shop, and he moved out here and is doing like the best pizza in LA.
There's a spot on, I think like 2nd in Maine, I think. Does it ring a bell?
Are you thinking about
Spring Street?
Are you thinking about Prime Pizza in Little Tokyo? They're on Central between 2nd and 1st.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Fire?
Yeah, Prime. Their grandma pie, quarter slice of grandma pie from them, I think is probably one of the best slices of pizza in this city.
Damn.
Yeah,
Little Sicilian slice?
yeah.
That's hard to come by out here.
No,
There's
they're
a
really
bunch.
good.
Man, I need to
Yeah.
go bang with that. So now we're moving back to standard issue.
Yeah.
You got your checkered slackers on. Rahul, Dipset shirt. What pants you got on?
Because
I've
the
got the
antler
antler.
slackers.
Ooh, antler slackers. That's a sexy ass color right there. I've been running those the denim patchwork slackers for a minute, and the t-shirt too that matches.
No, I mean it doesn't match, but
Nah,
That's
matches.
a
That's
lavender
good.
violet.
Yep.
So thank you guys for supporting JSP and
Always.
Standard Issue for
Always.
the amount of time that you guys have. You have been great mouthpieces and cheering on our behalf, and we need all that. You know what I'm saying? And you guys loaning Ramen Hood to us to do projects with you. That big embroidered one with the
The big ramen.
Yeah,
with the
that
ramen.
never
I
happened.
still
Keep it
got to
really
put that
clean.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that embroidery alone was what, like $100?
Probably.
We still got to
We do smaller. We could do a smaller.
I know
one.
we got to do a smaller
It's a
ramen.
patch, an arm patch.
But we got a lot of awesome things on the way for the rest of the year, and we got to put our heads together and do some more.
Yeah.
So I know you guys have a crazy schedule. We had to pick this date weeks in advance just to fit it into what you guys got going on between Coachella week 1 and 2, the downtown spot, more locations opening up.
It's we're working on it.
We're working on it.
We're
We're really working on it. This year we're really trying to
we're
get
trying
some
Because you
stuff
guys
happen.
have gotten close in the past, right, to pulling the trigger for other
Yeah.
locations.
Yeah, it's just
we had a little pandemic that kind of slowed things down a bit.
Yeah.
But we're trying to sort of fight out from that.
State to state, or we're going to keep it in California?
Vegas, man.
A little bit of both. I mean, we've done pop-ups. We did the New York pop-up. We've done 2 pop-ups in Detroit, which Detroit really seems to like us. We might do some stuff, maybe some stuff in Arizona,
Scottsdale,
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Chandler.
Remember when Cam said, "You don't club in New York, you party out in Scottsdale."
No, I don't.
He said it to 50. What about Philly though? Has a very health conscious.
Philly, I need to go to Philly. I've got some really good friends that I haven't seen in a long time in Philly. Some amazing chefs, and
I know Ramen Hood would do good there.
I like to check it out. Also, oddly enough, I know not in this country, but we've been talking for a long time about Berlin.
Oh damn yeah!
Berlin has got a huge vegan scene, and I just think it's a place that's a lot colder much of the time than it is in.
And Berlin is popping, man. There's a lot of shit going on.
And I'm a German citizen, so it's.
We got to do a pop up in Seoul.
We got to do it.
Yeah, that's a.
This guy went to Seoul a month ago.
I know.
Hey, he's come back. He's not said anything that has not had anything. The only thing he's talking about right now is Korea. That's it.
Yeah, we got to get to Korea.
He's focused.
I'm focused.
So, if you guys want to bring it there, he can.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we very much want that.
We got
For sure.
partners and infrastructure. I can help with the brand.
I gotta go back to the motherland. I've never been.
Let's go. I know.
Your family is what?
Half Korean, half Indian.
Half Korean, half
Yeah.
Indian.
Scottish and Jewish.
Korean,
Korean and Korean.
and Italian, and Polish. The United Nations right here. Well, shit. Thank you guys so much for coming on. The
Thank you
food
so
was
much,
amazing.
man.
Thank you for
The
having
cookies were
us.
awesome.
gonna explode right now.
Apparently, we got to nuke Jared's. Did your parents grow up saying nuke it?
No,
you know
we didn't grow up with a
I
microwave.
know what that means, but no, my mom never said that.
My mom's from
stepdad
the old
did.
school, and then when Devin, the first time she heard me say nuke it, she was like, "What the fuck did you say? Nuke? Yeah, just put it in the microwave." She's like, "Think about how crazy that sounds. Yo, what you're doing to your food, you're zapping it.
Yep.
Nuke it." So let's nuke this episode, man. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you guys.